Wanted to give you guys a little garden update. A lot has happened since I've last checked in, and I kind of wanted to just show you what's growing and how well it's doing out here. So this is our yellow summer squash. We also have some peppers growing very nicely. We have one there. I think that might be a pepperoncini. I'm not sure. I have to look. But all these little flowers should be, like these little things here, should be more peppers growing in. And then here, it looks like, this looks more like a jalapeno pepper. And then you can see, I don't know if you can see, but right here, there is another one. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. Right there you can see there's another one growing in. And then, sure bud, come here. Yeah, come out and I'll give one to you. And you can see a little guy, oh, right here, a little guy right there. So there's a lot happening with the peppers. Snow is cutting the flowers that she grew from seed. So now we're gonna make a little bouquet. So she's out here picking her favorite ones, and we're teaching her how to clip them. Oh, yeah, pick it up. Can I see how beautiful it is?
Beautiful bouquet.
A beautiful bouquet, yeah. We can have all these really pretty different colored flowers in here. We have purple and pink and blue and red, and wow, they're so vibrant.
Yet.
I know, because I taught you how to use them safely. Right? Yeah. You don't have to worry about safety as long as you know how to be safe using sharp objects and scissors and stuff. You just have to learn how. All right, that's good. Okay, now.
How do you like my bouquet?
Well, here, we got to get some more. So let me hold this one for you.
I only want to have it.
Oh, you just want one? Oh, okay. So then.
Would you like
I think this one's really pretty. Can you cut right here on this one? And then look how pretty they look together. Wow, that's beautiful. But you know what? It's your bouquet, so you make it how you want.
Even beautiful.
It's so beautiful, honey.
So beautiful.
Yeah, you like that one? All right, let me have those little scissor things because I'm going to clip some squash for dinner.
Make sure not to cut my hand.
Okay, look at these peppers. We're going to take a little pause to show you the wildflowers that the kids grew for pollinators. Okay, Storm wants me to get him a blue flower. This one's really pretty. Let me show you. All right, bud, here you go. What do you think?
Cool.
It's beautiful, right? All right, back to the garden. By the way, there's so much happening, especially over there. I can't wait to show you guys. So, in our tomatillo plant, there's just a lot happening. So here's our apricot. We have had no apricots, but I have seen a lot of insects on this one. It could be because it's in this sad tub. I don't know. We don't know if we're going to be staying here permanently. So I just really love apricots, and I wanted to be able to take it with us if we do end up moving in a couple years. So I might just have to get it a bigger pot. But okay, so we have a lot going on in just this one bed. Let me tell you what we're growing in here. So we have red onions down here. Then we have some Spanish or yellow onions over there. Then we have beefsteak and cherry tomatoes growing, and I tried to do this like janky trellis and it did not work out very well. As you can see, it needs a lot of love, so I'm gonna have to figure out a better system here, but it is still like producing well. You can see here's like some patches of tomatoes, and then they're kind of just like all over. And then yeah, so that's kind of what's going on over here. This is like all tomatoes and onions. And we have a little basil plant actually that's doing well. I thought it was gonna die, but there it is. And so I'm gonna plant some more basil down here. Hi, kids are like constantly. All right, mom life. Okay, so yeah, you saw what's on the other side: onions, tomatoes, basil, and then on this side we have a ton of different peppers, which are all the first row you see here. So I think we planted like cayenne peppers, jalapeno peppers, pepperoncinis, and like a couple other ones. I can't remember what they were, but we planted like all of the peppers. So I'm excited for that because we want to be able to make like our own hot sauces and spices. And then we have some summer squash, we have loofah, and we have some like a massive, I think that this is butternut squash. It is like growing like insanely well, and I am very excited. at how well it is doing. There's tons of these little guys like this, and then there's so many more you can see that are starting to produce, like this little one right here, and then this right here is actually a loofah plant, and you can see it kind of looks like male erectile penis, if you will, when they start to produce their like loofah fruit sponges or whatever. That's what it looks like. And so that's how I'm able to tell what's loofah and what is different from the other plants. I know it's kind of silly, but that's how I like tell them apart and identify the different plants. So again, over here, like there's so many growing in this like one area that it's sometimes hard to tell them apart even by the leaves. So I have the picture of this app, and even that gets confused. Like it just tells me it's like winter squash, you know? So this is a loofah leaf. This I think is either a bushel basket leaf or a bottle gourd leaf. I'm not sure because I haven't grown these successfully in the past, but as you can see, the leaves are very big and happy, and I'm like very much looking forward to this actually producing some fruit that we can harvest this year. So very excited about that. And yeah, so we have loofah, bottle gourd, bushel basket, yellow squash, butternut squash, and peppers all in this. And if you're asking or wondering why I planted so many things in one box, it's because I'm just trying to push the limits. Gardening for me is just about having fun and learning new things and experimenting. So I just wanted to see, like, will this all grow together? And if so, like, let's see how it does. Because usually I would just plant like loofah in here, you know, and then I don't know, then there's not as much stuff to grow that's fun. So I just decided to push the limits in this box. And as you can see, it's actually thriving. I planted a bunch of different things together. And I don't even think this is like companion planting, other than maybe like the other side of the box, which is like onion, tomato, basil. So I just, like I said, threw things together in that box. Ones I didn't, I'll show you like just an example. I just did cantaloupe in here, and you can see, look, it all died. There's like two sad little plants. Okay, let's see, where were we? Oh, I was talking about how the cantaloupe or the Amish melon is like not doing well at all. I had like rows of these, and as you can see, they all are gone. And yeah, they just didn't do very well. So I don't know what I did wrong there. Maybe it's just the fruit, I don't know. Then on this side, I also did the same thing where I kind of just did one thing that I grew. So these are bottle gourds and dipper gourds, and sadly they don't look like they're doing very well. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. This is a little nasturtium, which is supposed to help with pests, and you can also eat the leaves, or the flowers are edible. And then here I have spaghetti squash, which I really hope does well because I like spaghetti squash, and then delicata squash, which I've never had before. So I'm hoping that these do well. But again, these were ones that like, I was like, oh, I'm going to give them all the space. And then look what happened. And they planted them all at the same time. So you can see the difference between the boxes that I just put a ton of stuff in and these ones. Now, I don't know if it has to do with sun. I'm pretty sure that these all get the same amount of sun each day, but who knows? So yeah, it's weird. This box just is like thriving over there, which I'm excited for. Okay, let's go a little bit closer. Since this is a garden video, we'll make it a little bit longer, and I'll show you a little bit more details up close and personal. So here you can see one of the little pumpkins starting to grow. That's what it looks like if you've never seen the start of a baby little pumpkin before. And this is what the leaves look like on a pumpkin plant. And then I think all these little guys will become flowers. And then this was a sunflower I put just for fun, but I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Let's see, what is this? This is also part of this. Oh no, this is part of another plant coming from over here. And what I do is I train them up the trellis so that when they get big and they're ready to harvest, they're like hanging all down here. It's easy. There's so many benefits of having a trellis, but like some of them are, and you just come out every day and you like interweave them back and forth through the trellis, and that's how they grow up, and they use it to like climb, and it helps with like airflow, so there's less diseases and pests and like mold. So that's like one of the benefits. Also, another benefit is it's aesthetically more pleasing to me personally, so I like the way that it looks. And another reason is that it's easy to see the fruit and also be able to like get to it. So if you are growing like I am over there on the ground all over, sometimes it could be hard to see things because all these big leaves shade all the fruit and the pumpkins and what you're going to harvest. And it's also harder to see if like there's pests or things are, you know, on them. It's easier to pick the pests off, and then also just easier to pick the fruit because it's literally just like right here and you can see it, so it's easier to harvest. So, and I'm sure there's other benefits, those are just the ones I know of. But yeah, look at all the little fruit. That one's probably gonna die because it didn't get pollinated. I wasn't here for like a week, my husband was, and he doesn't know about like hand pollination. He really doesn't do much in the garden except for help me like set everything up, you know, like create the beds and stuff, and then I do everything else. So but yeah, it's looking so good. I'm so excited for everything we get to harvest. All right, let's see. So a bunch of loofah over here, and the pumpkins I think I showed you guys. Let's get close. You can kind of see some of what's going on down here. And these are loofah leaves, and these really love to climb. So I am trying to weave these in and out and then separate like the pumpkin from the loofah so that when they do get trained up this trellis, they will, I can see like them apart, if that makes sense. It'll be just easier to keep my eye on them. Okay, so yeah, those are the pumpkin right there that I just showed you. Two different types of pumpkin. One is the sugar pumpkin, and then the other one is, let's see what it's called. I got this one from the library. I don't know if you know, but your local library sometimes during spring will have a seed bank. This is Long Island cheese pumpkin. Supposed to be really good for baking and like food. So are sugar pumpkins. That's why I'm growing those here. And then I have a full pumpkin patch of all the fun pumpkins over there, which I'll show you guys in a second, and a watermelon patch that I'm going to show you. But your local library, all you need is a library card, and most of them have seed banks, and you can go and you can check out seeds, and then if you successfully grow them, you save some of the seeds to give back to the library for others, and it's just a really cool thing. They had all kinds of stuff. So that was one of the plants I got, I think 3 or 4 you're allowed to check out per month, at least for my library. Then we have some garlic growing in here. And then again, just experimenting with different things to see what would grow. I planted white scallop squash and monster squash over here in with the garlic. So it doesn't seem to be doing that well. It's got some yellowing leaves and just doesn't look very happy, but we'll see what happens. If nothing ends up growing in these, I might have to try to plant something else so that they're not just bare. But this is a tomatillo plant. There's 2 of them here. You can see, planted them directly into the ground. And this, I believe, is what, I've never grown this before. It's my first time. So I thought that the tomatoes were going to come out of the flowers, but I don't know what happens. Does the flower become this little pod and then you peel it open and the fruit is in there? I'm not sure. It looks like there's some more on the other side, so we'll look at those. But like, look how big and happy this tomatillo plant is. It is just thriving. So I'm excited for that. And then over here, I planted these too late. They're eggplant and it's not the season for them, but surprisingly, these ones look like they're doing well. And then over here, our cucamelon, again, a new thing I've never grown before, but you can see they're so stinking cute. My camera will focus. Let me see. Come on, camera. Oh, there we go. So these are cucamelons, and if you've never heard this plant before, they're really delicate, or at least this one is. They're like little mini watermelons, and supposedly they taste like a watermelon and like a cucumber and a lemon, is what I've heard. And my friend Jessica told me they're really good. She's growing them too, so naturally I wanted to also grow them. And I had a bunch of cucamelon plants that I planted, and this was the only one that survived, so grateful for that. But look at this cutie. Isn't it so cute? All right, moving on. Let's look at the back of the tomatillo plant, because maybe the flowers do turn into the maybe the flowers do turn into these little pods, because look, there's a little pod right here and another one right here. One, I don't even know when they're ready to be like picked. I need to do some research on this one. But it does look very happy, and I know my husband's gonna be happy because he loves the hot sauce that you make, or not the hot sauce, sorry, but the salsa that you make with tomatillos that you get like Mexican restaurants. So my husband bought these strawberry plants from the store, got one little flower on it. These ones, and like my carrots are just like dead. Those did not. I have a really hard time growing carrots. Everyone says they're easy, but not for me. Green squash, all these in these grow bags I don't think are doing very well. I think they do better in the native soil, so I might have to replant some stuff and just move the grow bags and try to grow something else in there. Here were more cucamelons. You can see I planted these all at the same time. That's what these cucamelons look like. These little, like that, and then the other one you saw that's in the native soil. This is buttercup squash. These are cucumbers, corn, some, I can't read my writing. It's like, oh, more butternut squash. I don't think we're gonna need any more of that because I'm gonna show you here in a second how much butternut squash we have growing. And then in here we have basil, cilantro, and dill. And it needs to be watered more. So, and then over here we have sugar baby watermelon. That does not look very happy. Candy onions, which I was growing for my bonus dad, and those all died, so I'm not happy about that. Over here are our potatoes that we're growing. Those seem to be doing well. And then I'm going to take you over here. So this whole row are all watermelons, and I'm going to put some more of this black fabric down here so they have space to kind of sprawl out. We have copperhead snakes here and a couple other like crazy poisonous things, so we're put this down mainly for safety, so that me or the kids are not like, you know, accidentally stepping on a copperhead snake. We're far from a hospital, so, and then also just makes it look a lot like neater, and it's easier to keep all the weeds down. It's less work, so lots of reasons why we put this down, but I love it so far. It's working out really well. And then here we have all kinds of different just like squashes and pumpkins. So the leaves that you see that have like these white, I don't know, what would you call that? Like markings on them. You can see them. They're very obvious. So like that one over there has them. These ones do not. So this is butternut squash. And that's how you can tell, is by the leaf markings. And then if you're still questioning what it is, either wait, let it grow, find out, or you can use the picture of this app. It's something that I really love. It's like the most accurate app I've found. You do have to pay for it though. Some pumpkin, I don't know. I planted just like a bunch of different types of pumpkins so the kids could have a pumpkin patch and they can watch their pumpkins grow. They planted all of them themselves. We got a book for homeschool to show them like how seeds grow and where their food comes from. So it's like a multifunctional purpose of having a garden. Is one, I'm obsessed with gardening. Two, it gives us food, and it's like the healthiest, most pure form of food you can eat, straight from your backyard. Also, it's teaching the kids, you know, your food doesn't come from a grocery store, or it's not grown in the grocery store, but you know, how to survive, basic life skills. These are sunflowers, and my mom got me Mongolian sunflowers. I don't know if you guys know, those are like those huge giant ones. So some of those are growing here. I'm very excited for those because you can eat the whole part of the sunflower, the stem, the root, the leaves, everything. This obviously the seeds, sunflower seeds. But yeah, these are all pumpkins, butternut squash, and watermelon over here. So our little pumpkin patch area is what I call it. And then we have a few other things that I just randomly planted in here. I think I went a little wild with the butternut squash. I didn't realize I planted so much. Some bell peppers that are starting to grow here. Those took a really long time to, what guys? I swear there's been like, no joke, like probably 6 times during this video that I've had to stop for my kids. Those look sad. Those look sad also. Those are cucumbers. And then I just randomly planted some stuff in here. I couldn't tell you what they are. Probably squash or pumpkin. And that is a little update on the garden. There is a whole other section there is what we call a secret garden that we have for Patreon members only. And if you are a Patreon member, it will be at the end of this video. If not, sign up over on Patreon. Lots of extra fun stuff over there. We do really fun giveaways. I think the giveaway this month is a homemade puff quilt that I'm going to be sewing for one of you guys. We do monthly Zoom calls together, and you guys just get 2 extra exclusive videos on Patreon every month. We do Q&As. It's really cool. So if you want to see the secret garden and what's growing in there, go sign up on Patreon. Otherwise, if you're a Patreon member watching this right now, we're going into the secret garden as I speak. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, but all of the red, can you guys see all those red berries? Those are all blackberries. So I cannot wait. I'm definitely gonna be making blackberry jam because we're gonna have so many blackberries. So just wanted to update you guys on the garden and what it's looking like. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update, and thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye.